Welcome to Heralds of Elysium, a tabletop channel from Loot and Lattes. Let's talk cards, decks, and tactics.
Hello and welcome. We have authorized our Morgan Freeman stand-in editor to go ahead and do the voice and make us look silly of what episode this is
We are on episode 6.
when we get it wrong every week. It is always on my to-do list just before I leave the house to look at what episode, and then yeah.
Yeah. Also, you can see our faces are basically covered by a microphone now. I hope it sounds way better though, because some of them were a little scuffed on the audio side because we were using one mic. But I think it'll sound much better now. But I'm putting a bet in. I think this is like episode 24.
It's not even close. It's not even close. We're in single digits.
Nah. It's like
single
24.
digits.
It's like 24. But today is going to be a shorter one, like we say every week, but for real this time because we have other plans to do tonight. But I will say the thing we really wanted to talk about, or I really want to talk about, is Ascent now. We got a couple crazy things from Ascent LA on Pantheon side. We had a really crazy message from Weebs that I don't know if it was an April Fool's joke or not. And then
The Vanitas secondary part was for sure a joke.
100%.
I don't know if the first part was.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we have different opinions on it, but
I've ran and worked at game stores, and I've helped with schools that have special needs and everything else. So I just come at it from a different understanding of all those things. So, and I just think there's a better way to go about it than a big
public post.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I can understand that, but I mean, I read the release note that they did about it, and I can't see how that's not an April Fool's joke. There's no way. They had aura checkers in the.
So I put in. I think this is a joke. I hope this is a joke. I still think it's a joke in bad taste.
Yeah.
But so be it. But if it becomes a policy, then I'm gonna have to consider not playing the game.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I don't see how you could make a policy that's actually that anyways.
No, I don't think you could ever make it an enforceable thing. I do think that being like, hey, be aware of like your hygiene when you're traveling.
You can make a please be aware of your hygiene post, and you can even say something like that. But that's kind of as far as you can or really should be. Everything else should be like trying to have the head judge come over and talk to somebody privately about something.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know how much...
But it is, I mean, they're getting crap out of me for it, but they're not the first store, they're not the first game, they're not the first everything to go that far. I'm just... I haven't liked it at any of the stages. Not that I like smelly people. That is not what I mean by any amount of the situation. I'm just...
No, you love smelly people. You're like...
It's just like when I tell people that work at restaurants and things like that work for me, because I've run restaurants and stuff, is I don't care if you think they're making up all the special things they might have or not have. You don't know, and that's not your job.
Yeah.
Just make it the way they asked.
Yeah. I mean... I've gone into places and I've been that guy who's like, dude, I'm allergic to tuna. I just hate tuna. I cannot stand tuna. And I had this place that put tuna on my sandwich like 12 times. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to tell them I'm allergic to it. So they have to not put tuna on my stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, so when people, a big one, and especially coffee shops when people are doing things, is when somebody orders decaf and they think it's funny and they want to give them caffeine. Like, people have medical things that can actually, like...
That's crazy. I would never... That's, like, a whole different thing. Like, I don't know.
Like, it can go the opposite way if you're feeling that way. You're not going to kill anybody by giving them decaf when they ordered caffeine. But if they ordered decaf and they're like, hey, like, my doctor says I can't have caffeine, like, by all means, they can have a small amount, which decaf still has in it.
Yeah,
But, like, a full caffeinated thing is a whole different thing. You could cause them serious problems.
So... I know we said it's gonna be a shorter podcast.
We just started off with the left field, and
totally.
hey, I wasn't even going to talk about this, and that's
hey, it's part of the ascent. We got to talk
line drive to left field and told me to go get it. So like,
hey, it's part of the ascent. It's part of the ascent talking stuff.
I don't know if they did it there. I guess this could be a question for you. So, Magic players, obviously, the second smelliest group known for gaming. Yu-Gi-Oh players hold the record for that by a margin. No offense to Yu-Gi-Oh players, but you know somebody in that group that was that person.
I'll be honest. Like I think I've said this a couple times on the podcast. This is my first card game I've ever played.
Right, but like I'm talking to everybody out there. They know. But so we'd have Grand Prix all the time. Mm-hmm. So these different venues learned this. So what they would do is they would crank up those industrial ACs to max, like 2 days before the event, and just seal the room in. And so those poor little skinny guys trying to play, and they're like barely able to hold onto their cards because they're shivering for the first like 3 hours of the Grand Prix. But then by the end, it still was a heat box because you put in over 1,000 Magic players into a room. It's just the air conditioning is only going to last so long.
Yeah, for sure. But no, I don't know. I think it's a really crazy thing that they posted that, but you know, I have almost no real opinion on it. Like, I don't like playing against smelly people. I don't like playing with smelly people, but I've been the smelly person because I go straight to the shop from work because I don't have time to go home and shower. So like I understand it, but it's like,
no, I've had some, like there's been a couple times where we drove like all the way Kansas City or Dallas, right?
Yeah.
A whole car full of us, and we smelled. We knew that, right?
Yeah.
But their Magic used to have last chance qualifiers on Friday.
Yeah.
And you could get a buy or two for winning that, right? Which is let you sleep in, let you have perfect records to start with. Like, it's worth it, right? And like, we're just, traffic getting into the final city or whatever. So we didn't have time to check into the hotel and shower and stuff. So you sit down and you're like, I'm sorry, I smell. And then I was sitting there and I go, wait a minute. That's not me. And then you just like shiver up and like, oh God.
Yeah. So like I've definitely seen like the YouTube videos of people talking about it being a thing. I didn't really think it was like that bad.
It definitely can be, but
but like I think
it's not like the 90% that the internet tries to make it out to be. Like,
no. I think the only reason why I could even see them making a statement about it publicly is they don't want to ruin experience for someone who's traveling a really long way to just play into someone who has poor hygiene, which, I mean, still at the same time, I think it's probably something they shouldn't have made like a public announcement for. Maybe have like a posting or something like that before the event or on like the event log. But
the posting could have just been worded differently.
Yeah, maybe.
Like
they made it like
hygiene has become an issue. If everybody could please make sure they do their best to address that.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's at least at this level what you should be doing, because it clearly wasn't a registered thing at the other ascents. Not to say there wasn't people that way at other ascents, but this is the first time it's been brought up.
You're right. I don't think I've even heard anyone complain about hygiene at any other ascent. So the venue is really weird.
That's what I heard.
So let's talk about the venue next, because I had very poor opinions of the venue when I first did it, but after the few days playing there, I warmed up to the venue. First off, it was not in the nicest part of town. It was like my walk to the venue, I was 2 blocks away. I felt like I needed to Uber most of the time because I was walking through not super safe streets, and it was right outside the venue.
They did slightly address that a long time ago, that they had an original set of venues for LA.
Yeah.
And then what are they doing, construction for the Olympics or something like that?
Yeah.
And so they had to
Change
fairly last minute as far as when you're doing event planning, move, and you kind of get what you get or you cancel. And
I know, but like I get that it was like out of necessity, but it felt real sketchy walking to the event.
I mean, I get those type of things, and I've been to events that way.
Cool. Okay.
I think if it was not an indie company, now they're growing indie company, but they are for sure still an indie company. Like, if it was like, I don't know, not to throw somebody under the bus, but hey, you're a multi-billion-dollar company, Riot, doing someplace like that, like, you know,
it would be different.
It'd be different because you could afford to just move it.
Riot wouldn't be able to fit in that event from the amount of people that I've seen they sign up. Like, Grand Archive was barely able to fit in that hall. Like, we had basically every single table was full, from Pantheon to Steel players to Silver players to just people hanging out. There was like almost no seating available. It was a full event, which is awesome. I loved seeing it. It was really good. There was some hiccups on round timers. There was like between round 1 and 2, I think there was like a 30-minute wait almost for day 1. The rest of the rounds didn't have anywhere near as much time in between. I don't know if it's because some people got like DQ'd because they never showed up, or just people were the volunteers were still figuring out the system or whatever. But like the time between rounds was noticeably longer than the other ascents I've been to.
Yeah, I heard that, and I also because I watched the event, they had more hiccups than normal with their streaming in the first, especially starting round.
You know what? The delay for the first round actually might have been because of that huge judge call, because the dude just played like I never watched the game, but the dude played like three interactions just completely wrong because he was newer to the game, and he just happened to get selected for stream, which is crazy. Imagine like you've been playing the game for a month or two, and they're like, "Hey, by the way, come play on stream."
I mean,
because I ended up sitting next to that guy for like half the day.
I mean, relatively, game 1 should be random unless because they don't have the deck list to go really pick out what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, they do and they don't, right? They don't really have the time to go pick out stuff on top of that.
Yeah. I think they chose table 3. Just they're like, we're starting with table 3. It doesn't matter what the matchup is or who's there. We're just starting with table 3, and it just happened to be a new.
No, I'm sure they looked out and they picked a couple tables they for sure weren't going to do, and then picked a random table after that. Because whatever Noel's table was is for sure not going to go there. Edward wasn't playing, so they didn't randomly not pick Edward's table either. And then picked a random table from there. Because it seems like those two petite people in particular don't get on anything, no matter how high up they go or how interesting of decks they're playing.
I mean, Noelle was on stream.
No, she was not.
Yes, she was.
Mm-mm.
Yes, she was on stream.
I watched the whole stream.
She was.
And we were talking about it with.
No, she was. Noelle was on the controversial stream match, actually.
No, that wasn't her match.
Yes, it was.
It really wasn't.
I guarantee you, Noelle was on stream, and it was her versus Kurothos.
No, it was the Ascent winner versus it was Duck Hats.
No, it was Noelle. She was the person playing it.
No, she was playing.
She made a statement about it. Yes.
No, she was playing the guy, the second place guy.
Okay, I'm googling. I'm pulling it up. Anyway, go ahead but I mean the venue was fine. Outside of some of the hiccups, the staff who run the venue, not necessarily like TM32 or Weebs, were not the nicest people ever.
So we've had that happen locally at a couple of the places. The major GeekyCon here, GenghisCon, has moved because of that. Like, we were good at a place, and then they got like new management and staff, and they were just like, you guys are geeks, and so like didn't bring out the foods, didn't do the drinks, didn't clean up the trash, and then they charged for it too because you didn't sell enough drinks and food. And you're like, but wait a minute, like
Yeah, I think we actually talked about this like 2 weeks ago.
That's a type of thing that happens. Like,
yeah, no, they just weren't very nice.
because the big judge call that cut away and everything else, was CL. Because CL lost game 1, and then there was a judge call for game 2.
All right, I'm just showing you.
And Noel did not play against CL.
Yeah, it was Noel versus Korax. That was the game that everyone's like super upset about.
The one that cut away was not that, though.
That might not have been, but so there was a moment where I think he's on Seryu, accidentally slid a Dream Fairy from graveyard to his memory, and everyone was upset about it because they thought the guy was cheating, and it looks exactly like an accident. It was not at all, in my opinion, from what I've seen.
No, a lot of cheating throughout games
Yeah.
is accidents, and it looks like that. Like sloppy pay is a way of cheating to cover up all sorts of things.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like when you're at that long and you're looking for patterns, like the first like 2 or 3 times it happens, you're like, okay, give you the benefit of the doubt. But as soon as you get past that and you're still at the top tables making these mistakes time after time, you're like, okay.
I mean, he's played in so many tournaments, and this is the first time he's ever gotten dinged for anything.
Yeah,
so. I am 100% trusting Noelle because like I've hung out with her.
Yeah.
And I think she has a good judge of character. I think that if she says that it was
she would
an
also
accident,
notice more.
Yeah.
She's very attuned to plays and everything else.
It looked, from what I saw, it looked like an accident. So I'm 100% on the board of it was probably just an accidental. Now, accidental cheating, like you said, is a thing. So I'm glad that he got punished for it. But I think people trying to say that he should be banned from the game is ridiculous.
Yeah, people always jump ahead further than they need to.
But talking about bans, BNR.
So
Unmake, Scott.
Unmake is I was actually, so I think they had 2 paths. Yeah. Right? There was, because we were joking about it Wednesday at Locals.
Yeah.
Right? Like they could unban Rile the Abyss and like Lost in Thought and just not ban Unmake Duality and just be like, everything that draws you 1,000 cards is now legal. Like, go. Right? Like, we'll see if it's a problem again later. Or you ban Unmake Duality.
I wish Rile got unbanned, man. I wish.
But I think, well, that would have been an interesting time, and it would have been, I actually think it would have been fun. The fact that the main reason Unmake Duality is on the list isn't just because it draws you cards and things, is it overshadows a whole line of play in the game and everything else like that.
It just destroys the value of every single other, not just like monetary. It destroys like the playability of every single Divine Relic that is not Looking Glass.
Right, yeah. And that is a very good reason to get rid of a card. And you're getting rid of not the $140 card.
Yeah.
You're getting rid of and that's what it was this morning when I looked it up. I know it's been 170 before that, but in 200. But
I'm surprised that Ranger Strides didn't move up to 2.
That one surprised. I think maybe it's just they're thinking with everything else that people won't find Ranger Strides as good. But
I think they're
being crazy on that.
I think they're hoping that with all the angels and all that stuff, all the level 3 support, that Ranger Strides just becomes less problematic.
I don't know. I was like actually thinking of making a deck with that.
Yeah,
because there's the new Displace card out of RDO.
I haven't really looked too much.
2 costs. It's Windy Leap, I believe is the name of it.
So before we go into any,
I just want to talk about the one card.
Okay.
And because it references the ban and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it, like Displace, banishes the card and brings it immediately back into play.
Yeah.
Rested. But because it's a Ranger version, it makes that unit distant.
Ooh. I like that.
So, like, you could go near the end of your opponent's turn when they go to kill your Cheshire or whatever it is, or something else, and just be like, cool, I'm going to save it, make it distance, then I go to my turn, sack the Cheshire, sack the Ranger Strides, and
Man, I have a whole nother deck idea because Mad Hatter with that is insane. You make it distant and you get its on enter effect again. Oh god.
That's I mean, I'm not a big huge Ranger fan, but I've been tinkering with Ranger because of that.
I love Ranger, but I play almost exclusively Polcock whenever I play Ranger, so you know.
Win Polcock.
No. You still play Fire.
Well, you would still be playing Fire.
Yeah.
Polcock gives you Fire. You play both.
No, you only play Fire Polcock.
Yeah,
okay. I would play Win Diana if I do that, or Win Aetherwing, but anyway.
Well, we're not going to get into that tangent because we're going to do some deck building later on, and I want to do more of the deck building because I think it'll be there. But very cool thing happened on the Discord, the Jin Discord. I was very excited for.
Before we get into that, there's one last thing I want to talk about LA. So, the winners of all 3 ascents, we had a Fire, Water, Wind champion for every single event. Because Tristan won Manila, Genbu won London, and then now our first Guardian win ever is CL. And it's so funny because I thought of you whenever I sat down to watch the final match because the caster said, I don't think Syracuse won an event.
But then they did remember this time, with the exception of APOL, and I actually went in the live chat because I don't normally post it. I was like, hey, you remembered him. Brother APOL exists.
Yeah, no, I was sitting there and I started dying laughing because I was like, Adam is right. They always forget. But another thing is Syracuse came in second in every single ascent. Because
Yeah, for this season, yeah.
Yeah, every single ascent, Syracuse just got second place.
Always the Owl's maid, never the Owl, except for the one time APOL brought it in.
Yeah, so I was sitting there thinking, I was like, that's a really cool season to have wrapped up. To have the meta shift so dramatically to where all 3 elements get representation and not a single one of them won the spirit that they were playing.
Still, well, I guess, so the one that Windrut won, Manila, had a huge representation of Fire because it was in Manila and it was the beginning of the season, but it didn't pull it out.
Yeah,
I think the representative of Fire was one of the lowest actually. No, it wasn't. No, it was just Fire Lorraine and Fire Merlin were the top represented Fire decks.
Yeah.
But still, day 2 Fire representation was really low. But like, it just takes the one to get through.
Yeah. So I think LA Fire was the most played deck element in LA. Was it London? London, the most played was Wind. And that's why everyone was shocked when Genbu won. But I just thought it was a really neat thing. And I'm super glad to see that CL won it because I always thought CL was really cool. I tried playing him early on into PTM, but I just didn't enjoy the deck that much. I think if I stuck with it, I would have enjoyed it a lot more. But, you know, there's only so much time that I have to test decks, and I just enjoyed Fractals more at the time. I didn't end up taking Fractals. I'm not going to talk about my run. My run sucked. I played bad. I brought a deck that I had like a week's worth of experience on. I really just wanted to play Pantheon. So I just kind of brought a deck I knew I was going to do.
You willed your bad right into existence so you go play Pantheon?
Yeah, okay. Pretty much.
Seems like a poor financial decision on that side of things, but okay.
Well, I mean, I'm all about poor financial decisions. That's why I play card games.
But speaking of CL, and back to the BNR somewhat, what about Grand Pastiche being Category 2?
Was it? I think it was Category 1, right?
No, it's Category 2.
No, I mean, prior to...
Yes, it was Category 1.
It was Category 1.
The 2 ones that moved to Category 2 moved from Category 1.
Yeah, I think it absolutely needs to go to Category 2.
Yeah, there's enough, like, watching other videos where they were talking about, like, that new mill card out of Grand Pastiche is gross.
Mill CL is a real thing. But I think the real thing that people are kind of realizing is the Pastiche plus Peaceful Reunion. We saw it happen like 3 times in the final rounds, and it single-handedly won him the game. It was a ridiculous play call. I thought it was really cool that he did it. And I, as a Jin player, never ever want to play against that. That seems like the most.
You have an end cap.
No. It doesn't matter.
It does.
They play few. What do you do?
Well, you hope they don't have the few. Obviously.
Okay. It just seems unfun. I don't want to play against it. I'm glad it's not banned yet. I want it to be potentially banned for Worlds because I don't know. I could see the ban list not changing for Worlds unless there's like some egregious deck in one of the Nats.
I think it for sure needs to be on the watch list. It needs to be at the category 2 of like, if we need to emergency ban this, it's not going to be as much of a shock to your system.
Yeah, I think the Baby Green is right to go to category 2. I know that some people are not happy about that.
I'm okay with it being on category 2, but I think before it moves on, Win needs some more things that do what Baby Green does, but fixed. Like, it doesn't need to do it as efficiently as Baby Green, but like that is Win's major answers.
I think it should be an action instead of a dude, because it makes it easier to counter.
It could be as a spell.
No, if it's there's already 1,000 things that do it as a spell. The fact that it is not as a spell is the only reason why Baby Green's playable. I mean, the fast activation's nice, but there are people who play it outside of Tamer because it's not as a spell specifically. It's just like even more crazy in Tamer. Because my big issue with it is the fact that it is not as a spell. Because you can protect your, as a gym player, you can protect your polearm with Spell Shroud all you want, and it does not matter. You get screwed over by Baby Green. You have to either play Wind so you can play Incap or Stifling Trap. And even then, if they play Baby Green Reclaim, you just lose.
But I am slightly confused by the Baby Green going up there. Because I thought it would be because of how good it gets around Spell Shroud. And they want, your Spell Shroud on your Regalia to be
meaningful.
But then they made more cards in RDO that get around that. Like
what?
There's like 2 cards that do it. Like for sure the Sylvie Ultimate.
Yeah, but that's an ultimate. I think ultimates are fine because it's harder to cast.
Yeah, but I think there's another card or two if I remember, because I wasn't really counting that in my looks, but that's the one that came to my head. So
there's because I know some people were talking about Ayala, the new fast activation girl that you pay 3 and suppress something, but that's as a spell.
Right, that's as a spell. So I wasn't counting that for sure.
Yeah. I saw some people talking about it.
And if you have a thing that's like Baby Green in every sense of the word, but it's exalted, I think that's a whole different talking point.
I think if you just put exalted on Baby Green, it's fine, and just remove class bonus. I think that's fine.
Yeah, like that changes the math entirely.
Yeah. Because then you, at least if you're playing like a deck that needs to have like a huge combo piece that's an item, like Jin, if they're not exalted, you don't need to worry about it.
I mean,
and if they are exalted, you can play around it.
Right. I mean, because it not being exalted, I've picked on the poor Siriu player with the Baby Greens 2 weeks in a row now. Like,
yeah. So, I mean, I don't know.
Now, poor Siriu's doing a lot of work there because they're still a Siriu player, and they have
he did
access to a lot of the same things.
He did pretty well at LA.
Yeah.
I think he finished 4-4. So, super close to making day 2. I was rooting for him. He played against the person who was the creator of the deck he played, so that was really cool for him. But I'm excited. I'm excited for RDO building. I think it's gonna be one where if you are able to put like a unique spin on how you like to build your decks, you're gonna profit a lot. But there's also going to be people who just bring PTM deck lists with maybe like 1 or 2 changes that just play it really well and do really well. So
I'm hoping that's in a minority, though.
I do too.
Just because I want to see new things. I always want to see new things. So, like, if they come back later on, we have a bunch of new stuff, and then you go and hit an old favorite with a slight update. Like that's great.
Like the store champion that we played last, Merlin won it, playing practically just regular old Merlin.
Boy, was that night and day from that Merlin deck to the Merlin deck he played last night.
Yeah. But
Ponytail is not so great.
So what were you trying to talk about before we are moving outside of LA?
No, that's mostly it was the BNR stuff. We hit it.
Yeah. I interrupted you to talk about something else in LA, and then I forgot what I interrupted you about.
Oh, whatever.
Okay.
If I don't remember, it's not that big of a deal.
That's my outlook on stuff. So what did you do for locals recently?
I played. So hilarious thing.
Yeah.
Is I got messaged by one of the people. The Siri player was like, "Hey, can we play with new cards on Wednesday?" And I was like, "If everybody wants to," and I put it in there, and then I got other answers like, "Yeah, that sounds great." So, and I was not still even with everybody doing that, I wasn't gonna print off and play any of the new cards.
No, you weren't.
But then I was sitting around and I decided to go ahead and do that. And then I was the only one playing with new cards.
Yeah, you're the only person who brought RDO. Everyone was like, "Dude, I just didn't have time."
So that was kind of funny. Now I didn't. I played what?
You played Avatar of Byakko and
3 Ayalas, 2 Avatar of Byakos, and 2 of the Guoja Ultimates.
yeah.
Which was a last second. I printed them off just for the. I printed them off
They're
mostly so I could hand them to our Siri player.
They're so good.
And then I just while I was testing, sitting around, because I had 2 Poisonous Breeze caps in my deck originally.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to Gale Bind and seeing if I needed those extra 2 draw slots.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, I don't need them to be an item to go here, so I just put them in there. They weren't amazing. I didn't really use them.
I don't think they matter for Byakko as much.
No.
Unless you're going to like the Luxem Birds package, but and a lot of the reason why it would be good in the Luxem Bird package is more that you can discard it for a draw effect and a quest counter, so you can flip Byakko earlier, and without having to commit so much resources to do so. So. But I mean that's like a whole different story.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna go into the deck because I could talk a lot about this deck.
Yeah. But the big thing is you played Byakko, you bullied a Seiryu, and
I mean,
what did you play on Monday? You went to locals Monday too, right?
no, that was last.
Yeah, but we haven't.
Next Monday is locals.
We haven't recorded.
There was
in
no
like 2 weeks.
Yeah, we recorded last week.
We didn't record last week, did we?
Yeah, we recorded just before you left for Los Angeles.
I thought we didn't. I'm bugging. Anyway,
there was a week we missed, but that was the week before that.
Oh, okay. But no, Ascent LA was fun. Pantheon was fun. I'm excited. Are we still gonna try to get people to play Pantheon tomorrow?
That's my goal.
Okay, we're going to a shop.
My buddy is supposed to come, and if you're coming, that's 3 of us.
Yeah.
I was trying to get Mark, the owner of Sunfall Games.
Yeah.
To play, but
shout out Brian.
Shout out Brian, who's running away actually. So he's gonna get a little under the bus here. He's in fact leaving for Vegas instead and will not be here. So Mark cannot play because he'll be running his own shop by himself. I feel so bad. No, not really.
Yeah, but where I would really like to get at least one Pantheon game done there when there's other people in there.
Yeah,
because they recently started carrying RDO, and considering the fact that we only had 1 shop in the entire state that carried Grand Archive, and now we're up to 4, I'm super excited. And I want to show appreciation to other shops.
Yeah, it's just too bad that they don't have any of the Pantheon starters because that would make our lives super easier.
It would.
But I have a full set of the starters that I'm going to sleeve up tonight. So, or tomorrow morning before I go. One of the
I'm probably gonna ask to borrow one of them while we're there. I assume you're bringing all of them.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's who I am.
Because I didn't want to bring like a modified, like, oh, this one's way better than every other deck on the table. So, but aside from,
and we're bringing it to a commander night, so it's not it's in the realms.
Yeah, and we've had a couple of the commander players talk about how they wanted to try Grand Archive.
Yeah.
So, I think it'll be a nice little thing.
Oh, I remember what it was that I got interrupted on.
Oh, what is it?
It was a shout out to the funny thing that happened in the Discord.
Oh yeah, that's right. No, we don't need to talk about that.
So on the Jit Discord, one of the guys, I wish I could remember his name right now, but I shut off my phone because it goes off otherwise to look it up. But he was like, I wanted to try an update to this deck, this Fractal Jin, which was our actual first video, and then shared it, and then you were like, hey, that's the video I did. We were gonna record an update soon, so
yeah. Speaking of which, we're about to go record that in like 2 seconds after we end this podcast.
Are we doing Jin this time? I thought we were doing chess.
We're doing general deck building. I was thinking we could do like 2 or 3 decks because I don't think deck building takes that long. I mean,
it does. I think it does, but I'm one of those people that stresses over all the slots.
We'll see. We'll do chess and check the time. I think we could at least get 2 decks. But
so I bought the playmat for the person who won the raffle. So I have the Alice playmat from last night.
Yeah.
And then I had you pick up a Spirel deck box for me. And just because we have the Spirit of Chess, I'm excited for it. But we'll talk about that in the next video.
Yeah. But the only other thing I can think of about that is I thought it was really cool that I'm really excited that people are enjoying the deck at least, because he said that he had a really fun time playing with it. He went 2-1, which is really good. So I'm glad that people are enjoying the deck.
I think it gets a whole lot better.
It gets super good in RDO.
It shifts gears, but like not super substantially.
I have like 12 different variants of it in my mind, and one of them is really cool, and I'm super excited to start building that. So let's go ahead and call it here so we can get to it.
See you guys next time.
All right, and I'll see you next time too.
Be welcoming, be an advocate for the community. See you at the table.